This week on Jersey Matters, Governor Phil Murphy is declared the winner after a narrow victory over Republican Jack Ciattarelli. We'll have a recap. In a night of shocking results, it looked as if one of them was in Monmouth County, where Democratic Senator and rising star Vin Gopal was going to lose. That's changed. We'll talk with the senator. And get a COVID shot or you're fired. We'll take a look at how strict new vaccine mandates are affecting New Jersey. Welcome to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. Let's get right to my interview with Monmouth County Senator Vin Gopal, who says the voters of New Jersey sent a message to the Democratic Party. Senator, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us. I know it's been quite a couple of days for you. When the polls closed on Election Day, you were behind. Let's start there. What were you, did you know this was going to turn, or were you concerned?
No, all public polling, private, public, all had something different. But when we saw the number of votes Phil Murphy was losing each town by, I mean, he was just getting crushed at the top of the ticket, town by town by town. We knew there was a problem. On election night, he was losing my hometown of Long Branch, which is never elected a Republican, never voted for a Republican at the top, outside of Chris Christie that one time. But we knew there was a problem then.
So you knew that a lot of mail-in ballots were coming in at that point?
We did, but people were sending a message against the Democratic Party.
Oh, I want to get to that as well. I want to deal with your race first, because we're taping this, I should say, right before noon on Friday. Are congratulations in order at this point?
We have formally declared, yes. There are less votes outstanding than our margin. We're up right now by about 2,100, and there's a little less than 1,800 votes still to be counted. Did
Lorianetta call you, your opponent?
You know, what's interesting is I've never met her. I've never seen her. I've never talked to her. We had 2 scheduled debates. She didn't come, so I don't know her at all.
So it's traditional for somebody that loses an election to call and concede. You don't expect that?
I don't. I've never met her.
Yeah, I get it. Let's talk about what you said a moment ago, that the voters sent a message to the Democratic Party in New Jersey, and by the way, in Virginia as well, and more so maybe in Virginia. What was that message?
I think folks are tired of government telling them what to do. And, when we see politicians who are imposing different mandates and different things, but maybe they don't always practice it. I find it telling when I see elected officials, without a mask on indoors, but we have mask mandates and certain things. I think people have gotten tired of a level of hypocrisy they feel from politicians in both parties. I think Trump started playing a little bit to it, and I think it's captured to a larger level. A lot of restaurants in my district were shut down for a lot longer than they felt like they should have been. A lot of businesses were shut down for a lot longer than they should have been. And I think all of that played a really big role in a lot of this.
Joe Biden's approval ratings are low. Did that play a role in this at all?
I think so. I think it was a perfect storm. I think it was everything. I think it was the national climate. I also think you had a lot of residents that were very frustrated by motor vehicle and unemployment and a lot of long lines and all of the above that they were very, very frustrated by.
Yeah, it didn't turn out as bad as it looked like a couple of days ago. Or it didn't turn out for the Democrats as bad as it looked like on Election Day. At least in New Jersey, it didn't. You were able to pull out a win. It doesn't seem like the 2 people, the Democratic candidates for Assembly in Monmouth, are going to win. What can you tell us about that at this point?
Still too close to call. Assemblywoman Downey is trailing by about 800 votes. Assemblyman Hotaling a little more than that. And we know we have got about 1,800 votes, and we've done really well with vote by mails. It's going to be tight without a doubt. But look, they did an incredible job, and for them to overcome thousands upon thousands of votes. I mean, people literally voted for Jack Ciattarelli and then crossed over to us. It's just, you can survive a couple thousand, but 5, 6, 7,000 just going the other way. I hope they pull it off. I'm cautiously optimistic, and I know it's going to be tight. I know it could go 100 votes either way.
Right. It says something about you, though, because the fact that they're still behind and you won your race means that independents and or Republicans split their votes to vote for you in a week that wasn't great for Democrats. That at least has to be a good sign for you.
Yeah, it absolutely was. But I think there's a big problem with our party. The police officer marijuana bill on criminalizing police officers, that needs to get changed when we return. And I heard that from a lot of folks that live in my district. There were a lot of bad bills that the Democrats have passed. I didn't vote for any of them. I voted against Murphy's budgets. I opposed the shore rental tax. I opposed a lot of them, but it really didn't matter because the voters, including a lot of registered Democrats, held Democrats responsible, saying you guys have gotten out of control. Why is nobody talking about affordability? Why is this party talking about wedge issues that don't affect, really a lot of people? And I think this is a Democratic state, without a doubt, but this is not a state where we're going to take extremist positions. And unfortunately, I think that's what's been coming out of elements of the Democratic Party. And it's not good. And I am a proud progressive. I'm the sponsor of the Reproductive Freedom Act. I've championed a lot of progressive issues. And I think that is a good message. But the message where we're taking on these crazy, these crazy mandates, these crazy fights. I mean, we had extended, I should have seen this coming in some sense, because we had extended lockdowns here at the Jersey Shore, where hundreds, if not thousands, of small business owners in my district were shut down for extended periods of time. Meanwhile, you could go into the Walmart or the Kmart or wherever, and the corporations and the big box stores had a unfair advantage. I remember during the vaccine rollout where we couldn't get people who needed vaccines, but you could be a 20-year-old who started smoking. You can go online tomorrow. There's so much that we did, and it's not just on Phil Murphy. It's not just on Joe Biden. It's on Democratic Party as a whole, that they need to govern and they need to actually bring responsible government forward. And I think that is the message that voters sent. And I think I would have done better, but people said, you know what, Vin, you got a D next to your name. You got to do more to stand up to some of this.
It's wonderful that you're self-reflective, and I would hope that the Democratic Party would be as well. At this point, it looks like Senate President Steve Sweeney is going to lose. If he does lose, would you be interested in Senate President?
No. I will support a Senate President who is going to fight for many of the things I just said for. I don't know who that person is, but it won't be me. I'm blessed each and every day now, and fortunately for another 2 years to serve Monmouth County, and that's going to be my focus. I'm not really interested in going all over the state right now.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And congratulations once again. We hope to talk to you many more times.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Monmouth County Senator Vin Gopal, coming up next on Jersey Matters.
I'm Phil Anderson. Coming up on Jersey Matters, we'll talk about what the recent gubernatorial elections means for New Jersey moving forward.